Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natea and this is Nesthetics, where I talk about topics that I care about and you should care about too if you choose. Today we are talking about Featurism in the Black community. I wanted to talk about this topic because a month ago Rihanna shared a first glimpse of her and A$AP Rocky's son in a video on social media. The video was cute and I thought their baby was adorable, and then Paris Milan in a community tab post brought to our attention that there were some people criticizing Rihanna's son for his appearance, and one user was even disrespectful enough to call him ugly. People in the comment section of this community tab post were saying the reason why someone would make a comment like this is because of featurism and Rihanna's baby having visible black facial features. I wanted to explore this topic a little bit more and discuss the history of featurism and other black celebrities who have experienced featurism. So, defining featurism is another umbrella term under racism along with colorism and texturism. They are all basically cousins and related to each other. So colorism has to do with discrimination against people with darker skin tones and showing favoritism towards lighter skinned individuals. Colorism is not exclusive to the African diaspora, but it affects people of other ethnic backgrounds as well. There has been a lot of conversations about colorism in the media recently, and I just want to make it clear that reverse colorism does not exist. I already have a video about this topic where I debunked the claim that there is reverse colorism in the TV series Martin. If you want to check that video out after this one, it will be linked in the description box. Then there is texturism, which is discrimination against people with afro-textured hair and preferring straight/looser textures more than kinkier textures. Now, finally, what we're talking about today is featurism, which is discrimination against Afrocentric features such as full lips and wide noses. Now that we briefly talked about all three isms, we can see how they're all related to each other and how they build off of each other. I think it's important to note the intersectionality and how these isms impact people differently based on gender. Both a black woman and a black man can experience colorism, texturism, or featurism, but their experiences will be different because of gender. I've definitely seen more conversations about the impact of colorism against dark-skinned women than I have dark-skinned men in the media. This does not mean that dark-skinned men aren't experiencing colorism. It's just that it seems that dark-skinned women are being more impacted by colorism than their male counterparts, and unfortunately, a lot of the colorism that dark-skinned women experience come from men. Lastly, I would like to point out how dark-skinned people can be impacted by all three isms if they also have afro-textured hair and Afrocentric features. However, a light-skinned person can only experience texturism and featurism simultaneously since reverse colorism does not exist. So now let's get into a brief history of featurism. Now that we've got into all the cousins, I wanted to move into solely talking about featurism by providing a very brief history of it. Like everything else, featurism stems from slavery. There was a documentary called 400 Years Without a Comb that was shared by another YouTuber named Choice TV some years back in one of his videos, which I'll also link in the description box below because that video was talking about, I think, black women and relaxers and stuff like that. And it was a few years back that he did this video, but I remember he shared that documentary. And in this documentary, they not only talked about how black people were taught to hate their hair during slavery, but also their features. When black babies were born, mothers would pinch their babies' noses to make them less wide and push their lips so they wouldn't be as full. And in this clip of the documentary 400 Years Without a Comb, you'll see and hear them explain this.
The mother would also pinch the child's nose to make them less broad and press the child's lips upward in order to suppress their natural fullness. Thus, the African-American mother, engaged in the suppression of the child's natural features, was expressing a form of self-hatred and planting its seed in the mind of her child.
So now I want to talk about other black celebrities' experiences with featurism. In the media, we've also seen other black celebrities like Lennox, Jonathan Majors, and Oprah talk about their experiences with Featurism. Some years back, Ari Lennox and Tiana Taylor were being called Rottweilers for their features, and there has been several times that Ari Lennox has been criticized for her features. In a 2019 article, Ari Lennox responded to these criticisms saying, "How many times will y'all come for my black nose? It will never the F go anywhere. Y'all are disgusting and the reason people self-medicate and get surgery. Just effing stop." She then vowed that she would never get surgery because she loves her nose so much. She continued and said, "I just feel this is a conversation that needs to be had. There are black babies that have insecurities because culture says it's funny to insult black features." And then also actor Jonathan Majors has also been criticized for his Afrocentric features. A few months ago, when he was on the cover of a men's health magazine, some people criticized his appearance. I think Jonathan Majors is very attractive, honestly. I think that man is fine. And his Afrocentric features are strong, but that does not make him unattractive. I also really enjoy Jonathan Majors' work as an actor, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in upcoming roles in Creed 2 and as Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I initially heard about the criticism of Jonathan Majors from a YouTuber whose videos I really enjoy, King of Reads, and I'm going to insert a clip of where he talks about Jonathan Majors and Featurism.
On the other side, there were people who were saying that Jonathan Majors is only cute from the neck down. Like, there were people who were literally tweeting this, the same folks who were thirsting after Jeffrey Dahmer 2-3 weeks ago. Like, these were the folks, anti-blackness was running rampant, how they pick apart Jonathan Majors and things, and how they call this man ugly, and the only thing they call him beautiful is because of his body. So think about somebody who has a face like Jonathan Majors, who does not have this body. Also think about black women who are made like this and who are not treated as like they don't have any femininity or they're too masculine. Like, we really need to have these conversations. I hope that people do understand the Jonathan Majors conversation, the conversation about desirability and anti-blackness and how it shows up, how certain black folks are called ugly, and what is considered to be ugly, like featurism, colorism. You don't understand, if folks don't understand colorism, they damn sure not going to understand featurism. People are, oh, y'all come up with the isms, but no, these things have always been here. Like, people make comments about black faces all the time in a derogatory way.
Lastly, Oprah also talked about her experience with Featurism in a recent documentary called Hair Tales, which is on Hulu, that I highly recommend you all watch. Oprah was interviewed by Tracy Ellis Ross about her experience becoming a talk show host. Oprah talked about how she was asked to change her hair and facial features when she was 22, starting her career.
So shortly after I came to Baltimore with my lovely wash-in set that everybody thought was a wig, I was told that my hair was too thick. Now, it was the first time I'd ever been called into someone's office or called and reprimanded because my hair was,
that's your pride and joy.
That's my pride and joy. So now I'm being called in to say, your hair is too thick, it's interfering with the chroma key in the news, and it's interrupting our ability to, portray you well on the news because we're getting this, whatever, a ring around the chroma key. So your hair needs to be different. So I said, well, this is my hair. And he was saying, well, is there anything you can do about it? Is there any way you can get it straighter? Is there any way you can? And so they recommended a hair salon in New York City. So I'm in Baltimore. They were saying, we have this place for you to go in New York City. And they're going to fix your hair. So I am 22. Wow. 22.
They're going to fix your hair.
We're going to fix your hair. Okay. They also asked me at the time, would I consider plastic surgery?
What?
Yeah.
Did they say specifically what they were suggesting?
Yes. He actually said that your eyes are really, your eyes are really far apart.
Uh-huh.
And your nose is a little thick.
Uh-huh.
Would you be willing to do something about that? Wow. And I said, in my 22-year-old naive self, I go, what do you mean?
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it makes my eyes water now. What do you mean? Well, would you consider, getting your nose done or plastic surgery or having your eyes done? No. Like cutting on my face, like really cutting on my face? True.
Like I said, I definitely recommend watching the full interview and the documentary series Hair Tales on Hulu if you want to hear Oprah's full interview. Overall, my final thoughts are that Black people are being impacted by Featurism, and it's a shame that young children, such as Rihanna's baby, have to experience Featurism at such a young age, even though the child is unaware of it. And as always, this all stems from slavery and the Eurocentric beauty standards being pushed onto us in society. I really think it's a shame that Black people are taught to be ashamed of our entire existence. I mean, we already are being told by society that we don't matter, and then we're being told that our entire existence, we need to change it. We need to change our hair. We need to change our features. We need to change our skin color. Like, we're constantly just getting these messages, and it's also from people in our own community. Like this, I think it was a tweet that Paris Milan shared in the community tab post from someone on Twitter. And I'm not on Twitter, and I'm always seeing community tab posts about people on Black Twitter or Twitter in general just saying a lot of stuff. It seemed like a lot of stuff be going on Twitter, but I'm not getting back on Twitter no time soon. So I'm just gonna be hearing it from word of mouth and seeing it from word of mouth because I'm not on Twitter. But it just seems like wow to see that this stuff is also coming from inside our own community. And I understand that like the reason why it's coming from inside our own community is because of Eurocentric beauty standards that have pushed us to think this way. But it still hurts to hear these kind of things from our own community, and for some people in our community to actually accept these things, to actually accept texturism, accept colorism, accept featurism. So it's a lot. And thank y'all for listening to this video and watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Featurism and all the other isms and their cousins. And I will see y'all in my next video.